Hello, my name is Maxine Samone. I'm here to share a touch of Venus with you. Got that sage burning in the space, right? How are you guys feeling? Hope that you're having a beautiful start to the week. Feeling like much more, I don't know, inward today. I feel like yesterday, I don't know if anybody else felt this shift. It's like I started understanding or feeling a lot more into wounds of the masculine, which made me really emotional, like really emotional. I don't know if that's going to be a theme that comes up in the reading today, but maybe something that the collective could be feeling through, or that, you know, feminines could be feeling through in regards to like their masculines. Don't know. Well, I do know that is what I'm feeling. But I also feel like I had something come through about, I forget what the word is. I'm picturing like a beehive, and I was thinking co-creation, but then I was hearing like cross-pollination. I don't know, but bees have been significant too. So we're just going to see where the reading takes us, per usual, you know? And just want to thank you guys for being here. If you're on TikTok, can't stay. Everything is reposted to YouTube. I just uploaded new videos on there. So it's really starting to look cute. I'm starting to make like new thumbnail covers and things like that, so you should go check that out. And then if you are seeing this on YouTube, thank you for being here and being a part of the collective. I feel like this is a little crooked. It's kind of giving predator, but it's okay. It's predator in a cute way, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get into the collective messages. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, higher beings of light and unconditional love, divine mother, divine father, Holy Spirits, what are the best and highest messages for this collective? It's kind of getting on my nerves. Like, I want to have a little bit more space. I need my space. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Searing Presence. Beautiful, beautiful card. Goddess Maya, number 49, crystal goddess, 888. This is Ruby Aura Quartz. We're going to look into that real quick. On the bottom of the deck, we have her Golden Grace. So we're definitely diving into divine feminine vibes. Where's this little booklet for this deck? Oh, 1 second, it's over here. Okay. Number 49. Okay. If I can find it, you know. I'm finding it. Okay, we're just gonna get into like the mini message of this, and then we're gonna get into the rest of the cards. This is, I don't know, this is kind of too high for me. It's giving predator. It's giving. We bring you the empowerment of Searing Presence. This empowerment enables you to see truth unveiled, naked divinity in all its beauty and mystery. In your willingness to become present, you shall witness the truth that will set your spirit free and make your heart come alive with divine love. No lie, no deception, no fear or agenda remains hidden in Searing Presence, ruthless compassion of which distills pure truth. With this empowering, you are going to see what you need to see. You're going to be able to see the truth that there is only ever love seeking to be free, heal, and discover itself. You will feel the grace that permeates your life and assists all beings. All impatience, doubt, uncertainty, and confusion shall give way, becoming soft like wax, melting a lit candle. Only the beautiful light of truth shall remain. That is so beautiful. And it also reminds me, I don't even know if I can lift it up, actually. But I have this beautiful blue candle that I've been just like burning when I do my readings. No particular intention. It's just aesthetics. You know what I'm saying? And I also had a green one. But I think that those colors are definitely relevant, you know? But it feels like, ooh, we have her Golden Grace. We have the Passion of the Lion Heart on the bottom of the deck. You know, when I lifted this card, this one was under it. And I feel like there is obviously this invitation to be more compassionate, more loving, just kind of, I don't even feel like it's more. It just feels like maybe you're in this space, like I was saying in the beginning of the reading, kind of just how I've been feeling the last day or so, being really sensitive, really open, every fucking feeling, I'm feeling it to the core. Like when I feel like crying, I'm just crying, and I'm just like, let me just be in my bubble, okay? Like, and just feeling a lot of feelings, but not feeling, I guess, like maybe your nervous system, it might be going like calming down, or you're in a space where you're safe enough to kind of let a lot of feelings come up. So you may be kind of tapping into more of your feminine side at this time, which is a good thing, because your emotions, you know, they share information with you. There could be some things that are needing to be, I don't know, it feels like an integration, really. It feels like a lot is being, like the best way to describe it is like downloaded, you know what I'm saying? Like new program. I actually had that happen yesterday. I had to restart my computer, and you know when you don't restart your computer for a while, it takes forever to kind of like integrate or update or whatever. It's kind of like you're doing that, and your emotions are kind of going through that. Your emotions are helping you to process that. I actually was listening to this guy on YouTube today that was saying that he was learning how to like receive, like channel more chi, hold it in his body so that he could heal certain parts of his body. Awesome. Cool. But then he started to notice that the more that he was doing it, the less it was having an effect on him. And he hadn't learned the practice of grounding and releasing. Just as important as it is to receive information, it's important to release that old, outdated stuff. So I feel like the divine feminine is kind of coming through and helping you with moving some emotions to make room for new programs, new information. Literally, water elements, sensing. So I also have been hella thirsty. I'm drinking water right now. Drink lots of water, get in the bath. I miss having a nice big bath. Get in the shower. Get in a body of water. If you can get in some natural water, that would be best. But if you don't have access to that right now, that, you know, make it work with what you got, you know. I do feel like literally, you're just feeling a lot right now. We have part of fortune increase in the Cancer, I feel. This is actually beautiful because your sensitivities, that means that your like psychic abilities technically are increasing because you're becoming more sensitive. And this doesn't mean, again, that you have to be like that So Raven type vibe. It's more like you're able to pick up on things without things being said, you know? You can feel things. You can feel things from people that aren't even in the same room, you know? Neptune, literally. It's, as I say that, like, her eyes are closed. You do not have to see anything. Both of these figures, eyes are closed, you know, but the feeling. And both of these cards are green, indicating that it's, maybe your heart space is opening a lot more. Again, with the grace, the compassion, the forgiveness, you know, moving through those emotions. We have Venus on the bottom of the deck. Venus. We have Venusians in the chat. But yes, the heart space is opening and you're feeling a lot of things and making room for, I feel like, an upgraded version of love, which makes you extremely magnetic to a lot of things, you know. Let me see. I don't really feel the vibe of that deck, but I do feel like I want maybe these ones. Ooh, and the Mary Magdalene one, for sure. Mary Magdalene deck. This is really beautiful. It feels like you are kind of going through a process of just rest before it feels like things are about to pick up, because again, it's really standing out to me. Magnetism. So things are going to be coming to you very quickly, and you need space, you need room, you need to be able to discern, you need to be able to connect with your emotions so that you can discern and make good decisions. All of those good things. Yeah, you're kind of going back and grabbing some parts of yourself. Loving I just imagine, like, you know, this sounds so cliche, so kind of corny, but it's not. It's really not. It's actually very beautiful. You are the version of yourself that you prayed for. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, you are your higher, you are integrating, it feels like your higher self, you know, right now. Or into that reality or something. But it really does feel like that. Like, it's almost like, imagine you in like those moments in the past, you know, in those moments in the past, I'm not ignoring your comment, I just want to finish my thought. Those moments of the past where you didn't know what the fuck to do. Imagine yourself now being able to affirm that version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Giving love and compassion to those versions of yourself, you know. Also, you could have people popping up from the past as well, because I think a lot of people don't know that practice. And so they could be popping up in this weird, trying to redeem through you. Redeem through another person, not through you specifically, but redeem through another person, not realizing that they're looking for self-redemption, you know, or affirming themselves, like, damn. Spirit wants to go on a journey, so I thought I'd change it up on them for a second, period. We love a little switch up. Actually, we love a big switch up, you know? Yes, so literally, it's all about the heart space. You're about to go on you literally said going on a new journey. This is you entering into the forest. You might be going into some unknown territory, but I feel like you're more confident than you've ever been doing that. Because you know yourself. It's so interesting because, yeah, you're super in alignment. Like, you haven't been this aligned. So it really feels like you are integrating a new way of being. Like, I really feel like it's like your higher self is like an, I don't know, I picture like alien, you know what I'm saying? Like coming down, you know, like the light beam kind of thing. But that is kind of what you have to do when you're in meditation and you're asking to connect with your higher self, or if you're trying to connect with your higher self. That's what I imagine is like a pillar, you know what I'm saying? A pillar of light, like receiving information, and then you send it, you know, I send it to Gaia, you know what I'm saying? I let it flow all the way through, and I try to connect to like earth star chakra type vibes, where it's like connecting to the root, you know, connecting into the earth, because you don't want to just, again, receive all of this light and then you're not pushing anything out to be transmuted, you know? And that's what the earth is for, to help us like do that, you know? But it feels like I just see these two forest cards. Well, this is the maiden card, but I see the forest, and then now I see the forest upside down. But the difference in this is like you went in here and you had to use your heart. You had to use your intuition in past circumstances, in the dark, facing your shadows on your own, you know what I'm saying? And now it's almost like your world is kind of flipping upside down and you're able to be a bit softer. The maiden is more, it gives me spring vibes. So maybe something could be taking place by spring. Your life could be expanding by spring. We have part of fortune increase, so an increase of abundance by spring. And then we have the Father. And we have another tree like this. That is so interesting. So we have the mother and the father, the Cancer and the father. It looks like union. It looks like union is in the air, or it looks like also this could be a sign of reparenting yourself, keeping yourself safe. But I want to get one more for the father. No, literally, it is that. It is union, the kiss, the tear, the nectar. Turning poison, turning your shadow experiences into nectar. I see a little lizard on the roof. That's interesting. Bingo! No, it's literally this collective is going through the process of releasing and forgiving themselves, really. It's not about redemption through another person. It's really being able to forgive yourself and how you showed up, and taking responsibility. And it's a maturity from the maiden, because we have the maiden, the queen, the mother, the crone, in this particular deck. And so there's a maturing that's happening in your femininity, in your ability to process emotions and to face them instead of run away from them. Relatable. And we have the crater popping out for Neptune. Can I get one more, please? We have the comic, the castle, the shadow. You weren't able to imagine. Yes, this is what happens when I slow down. I wonder where I've heard that from. You know what I'm saying? I just need to focus. Yes. So this is, the shadow was hiding behind this mask. It was operating. It was controlling a lot of your. It was the motivator behind a lot of your actions. Although even at the time, I don't think that you saw that, and you didn't realize how much you were sacrificing yourself, in the past. It didn't feel like that, but also I don't feel like you were as attuned to your emotions, because you're going through all this heart chakra awakening now, where you've been going through this process for a while, it feels like, because you can't just, it's not something that happens overnight. And so we have then the castle, and then we have the alignment, and then we have the rose inside the castle. It was kind of stuck, hiding behind this block that I feel like it was reflected in finances. Because, Venus deals with not just love and beauty and art and all those things. It does have to do with abundance in general. And that has to do with your value system. And if you were operating from a value system that aligned with your shadows, keeping yourself in the shadows, because it's work to bring things to awareness. It puts you on crossroads. You have to make decisions, and some of those decisions were scary, and you didn't know who you were going to lose. You didn't know who you were going to keep. You're like really operating from a fear program. And it feels like this whole time, damn, that's bright. You know what I'm saying? The shadow was behind this, and you were acting like you're all good. You're acting like you're okay. But Spirit was saying, yes, survival mode, exactly. And Spirit was saying that your femininity was like locked inside. And this particular card talks about materialism. It talks about also, it could be a home. This collective could have lost a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? This collective could have experienced like extreme, scarcity, poverty, lights off, all the things. And so it took a lot to notice, to allow yourself to just, it feels like, get to a place of accepting where you were. Yes, know it. Or not owning up to your word. Yeah, that is a part of it too. Yeah, because I mean, Neptune deals with the illusions, you know what I'm saying? The illusions that will keep you, again, sacrificing yourself and you don't even know why. You know what I'm saying? You don't even understand what that means, you know? And it's not, the way that it's showing up doesn't feel like it was subtle, but if that's the only way that you knew how to operate, you know, it takes a lot. It takes a real reworking of your entire life, it feels like, to come out of this place of kind of covering everything up with, it was like the blanket of materialism. Even though I don't feel like this collective was materialistic, it just feels like it was reflected, you know, in your finances, your value system, you know, and how broken it was, inconsistent, you know. Self-forgiveness is necessary. Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like on the bottom of the deck, we have, again, some more roses. This is giving very Mary Magdalene vibes, or Mother Mary specifically. But, you know, when I see this with the union kind of thing, the father and the mother, you know, it reminds me of that missing piece. Yes, that missing piece of, you know, Christ consciousness. The feminine Christ consciousness is Sophia Christ consciousness, and a lot of the symbols. The rose is the Western lotus. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being born from, lotuses are born in the mud, right? Dirt. You know what I'm saying? Rose on the concrete type of vibes, but it's more like when I think of Mary, I think of roses. I think of deep red. I think of Sophia Christ consciousness, you know, and that missing link. You know, we all strive for that Christ consciousness. That's something that's in the light, that's in our awareness as a collective. But I feel like it's coming to the forefront, that other missing link, you know. 8 years of lies is not going to work out well for those that can keep their word. Ultimately, they're reflecting, you know, their own ability to self-betray. So once you catch on to that, I feel like it's your invitation to just make the best decision for you, right? If you didn't give somebody your word and you keep it, if you give somebody your word and you don't keep it, isn't that considered a lie? I feel like by definition, that sounds like it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's sneaky ways how that can happen. Let's get the tarot. Omitting information. I don't know. Like, it depends on you and your dynamic with your person. I feel like that's gonna show my. I'm trying to stay on track because I've gone back and watched some of my other readings and I get like train of thought goes completely left. Although I really do appreciate everyone participating in the comments, you know. Can we get more details, please? So we have the Death card. So something is being reborn. The Death card. You know what was interesting, and it's been ringing, like popping into my awareness, I guess, is I saw this reading that was saying someone is the Grim Reaper and someone is the mirror in this connection, which feels like this union, you know. And it reminds me of Persephone, and when we have wishes fulfilled and heart healing, we have the Three of Swords popping out in the reverse. Nine of Cups. Interesting. Persephone also is connected to this card, the Maiden. And it's like, okay, so what was I saying? The one person in the connection is a mirror, and one person in the connection is like the Grim Reaper. One person is more comfortable with the lower, and I wouldn't say more comfortable like they're okay with existing in the shadows, but it's more like they were more grounded and in like, I don't know, willing to do the work, I guess, and be not so disillusioned, you know what I'm saying? Not that one partner wasn't willing to do the work. It just feels like the mirroring partner was more disillusioned. You know what I'm saying? Their energy was all over the place. They didn't know what was their energy and what was the other person's energy. And that could have been something that followed them in their life in general, because we see it popping up in money. We see it popping up, exactly. Both need to learn about themselves. And then, yeah, but this is giving like Hades, Persephone's vibes, where Persephone decides to stay down there because she loves Hades, because he didn't actually, depending on the story that you read, because there's different versions, but Hades basically shows her power, by having her meet her shadows, you know what I'm saying? And so there's kind of like this mirroring effect going on, but each has their own unique roles that they play in the world. But when it came to one another, I don't know, it was kind of like, there was a lot going on. So we had the Nine of Cups, right? And then we had the Death card. We have the Chariot, so something's coming forward. It feels like forward and integrated. We have the Three of Pentacles, so there's some kind of collaboration or working together. And then we have the Nine of Wands. It feels like this has been a long time coming, because this is about being resilient and being willing to keep going, and kind of the wounded healers kind of vibe, Yeah, and then we have the Three of Swords in reverse, is healing the heart. Literally, it's like through collaboration, and I like that it's a Three of Pentacles, because it's like through alignment, that mind, body, soul, really. And I like also the traditional card, the Three of Pentacles traditionally shows, hello. It usually shows three people on here. It's one person, but it feels like it's each individual had to get in that alignment. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to work, like someone said in the chat, you had to both work on ourselves in order to heal the heart space, or to forgive ourselves for all the ways that we've shown up in life in general, So we had a bunch pop out. We have the Lovers. We have the Queen of Wands. So someone's very magnetic, attractive. Interesting though. We have the Empress in reverse. So maybe she's building her confidence, but she's also kind of working on her independence. These are all feminine too. So we have the Lovers, we have the Queen of Wands, we have the Empress in reverse, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and then we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Maybe it's me. Am I the problem? So for me, I'm not going to skip over these. The Empress, it's like having a hard time with receiving, because you want to feel independent. You want to feel like you've broken this thing of materialism, codependency, and yes, really feeling like you understand boundaries and not feeling like lost or disillusioned again in relationships, and having like a good understanding of yourself. And so it's literally this, it's in the challenge position, He said, I'm the gift. Both of mine were standing in the same place several times. Hold on, I feel like I missed a comment of yours. The one doing the work, just working for nothing doesn't sound like something I would do. Both of mine were standing in the same place several times. My total duality is in alignment too. Yeah, you have to be integrated, right? The other person isn't doing it if they're not doing that work. And you can tell if somebody's doing it. I think that sometimes it can be hard to tell what unless you're around them, for a good amount of time, but to kind of just see what stage they're in, you know what I'm saying? Because, again, these things don't happen overnight. So speaking of too, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and it's kind of in the challenge position. It's like timing and patience, I feel like it's trying to understand that. I feel like also the Ten of Cups in the challenge position, I feel like it's feeling like it's harvest season, but it's also, I think that there's a question of timing. You know what I'm saying? There's a question of timing, because I feel like there is a heaviness. There is, again, a long time coming. It feels like there's Six of Swords, though. There is something that is moving forward. Travel. But then it's like, again, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, it's a timing thing. It's a timing thing. And I feel like, personally, from the Divine Feminine's aspect, I don't want to think about time. We have the Seven of Wands showing this strong, beautiful masculine standing up and choosing when it's time, standing up for something, doing something, taking an action, taking a stand. And then we have the Devil card popping out as well. So it's like, I feel like this, I want to clarify that, because there's definitely taking a stand against a particular cycle. The Ten of Swords, yeah. It's like releasing the fear. I think also such a concentration on time is like the concentration on trying to have it be the perfect time, or like when is the time, or like waiting for the perfect time. That is a fear construct that has also led to betrayal in the past. It could be definitely like a thing of time, but I feel like the perfect time also is like a subtle way to psych yourself out, you know? Because then we have Four of Swords here. So there's prayer, there's rest, there is putting your mind at peace around this particular fear. So I feel like this sounds so cliche, but it's like, you'll know. Two of Wands, and then the Two of Wands is like planning, you know, or decision making. And then Page of Wands in reverse. It's like you have to trust your intuition. And I feel like that is where the mirroring is coming in. You know what I'm saying? Yes, guess who's keeping all these financial abundance frozen? Don't claim that. You know what I'm saying? The financial abundance is flowing. We have the Page of Wands in reverse. It's like trusting your instincts again. Beginning to trust your instincts more, you know? Like, if you start to plan, maybe, yeah, I feel like it's kind of giving, Emperor in the reverse, it's giving a little bit micromanaging. Like, I want to have the details right. I want to communicate something the correct way. I want it to be right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's a lot of thought going into this, which is admirable. But I also feel like there's a little bit of like kind of psyching out. I don't know if this came out in the reverse of the upright. Yeah. It's kind of the micromanaging, the thoughts kind of, and the overthinking. And I'm not really getting overthinking as much as just being really it feels like really strict on yourself, and not as like trusting of your intuition, you know, of when to plan or how to plan or what to do. And so there's a little bit of, it feels like leaking your energy, like feels like as soon as you make a shift, and like whenever I feel called to act and I trust in that, and that is divine timing, and you do that, that's like what grabs your power back. Because right now it's like all the thinking about it, it kind of is, feels like a little bit of a leak. Yeah, we have the Star, and then we have the Ace of Swords. Like, this is literally like healing and a breakthrough. Healing and a breakthrough. Anything else? Seven of Swords in reverse. This is dispelling some kind of illusion. There's something that wasn't said, or something that was, I don't know, just hidden, kept from you from the past. Six of Cups. You know, it feels like really illusions. Again, we have this disillusion thing. Disillusionment, the mirroring, the understanding who you are, and like it just caused a lot of confusion. But this also is like this illusion is related to the past, and then the past is showing up in the reverse. Like it's not going to be rehashing the past. That's what it feels like, because the past includes illusions. It includes operating from a different system than what feels like you guys are both on, a different value system. And so it's almost like you guys are meeting each other all over again. You know, there's clarity there. That doesn't mean that there isn't any conversations around accountability, should there need to be some, but it does feel very equal. You know, Six of Pentacles, it feels like there's going to be reciprocity. You have 3 wands behind the reverse. It's like you watching the pot boil. You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like, the timing thing. And there is a pause. You know, again, it's kind of like being held in this middle space. I think people are in reflection. This collective could be reflecting or waiting patiently, you know, divining. This is a card of divination as well. So someone could be pulling cards, you know. Who knows? Let's get a Mary Magdalene card to wrap it up. Let me see. What time is that? 2:07? Okay, 2:07. I got a little while until I have to go pick up. The breath. I reclaim my soul. On the bottom of the deck, Mary Magdalene. Love only ever expands. That is such a beautiful card. The sun is so bright. That is so pretty. Okay. I knew. I mean, obviously it's a Mary Magdalene deck, but there's only one Mary Magdalene card. And we have those beautiful roses popping out. That's on the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's read this one. The breath. The Gospel of Philip reminds us that the breath animates the flesh. We come to life with that first inhale when we've emerged from our mother's body, and we leave this body with an exhale when it's time for what's next. The breath is so simple that it's perhaps the easiest aspect of being alive to take for granted. And yet the breath has the power and potential to bring us back to life, into this moment happening right now, just as it did when we were first born. When we are trapped in one of the 7 powers of the ego, all we need to do is become aware of our breathing. If we can bring presence into the pain through an intentional breath, we can reclaim and remember our power to shift everything that comes next. We can take one intentional breath to return to the body and drop into the heart. We can take a second intentional breath to connect to the presence of love that rests within us. And then we can take a third intentional breath and surface, drenched now with the presence of love to guide us. 3 intentional breaths can change everything. Do not take my word for it. Practice those 3 breaths, especially when you don't want to, especially when someone's yelling at you, or especially when you're the one yelling, when you're furious, or when you're anxious than you've ever been, when you're more anxious than you've ever been, and when you're about to react in a hurtful way to someone who is hurting you. Just before reacting, just before repeating a pattern of hurting and being hurt, stop, take 3 breaths. Return to the heart, reclaim your soul, then open your eyes more anchored to how love might lead you. To kiss in Hebrew means to breathe together, to share the same breath or spirit. That is so beautiful. We had the kiss card come out. It's giving, I don't know how I feel about that term, but you know, it is giving twin flame. You know what I'm saying? It's giving that. I don't like how it's used nowadays, but I have a Pisces Venus. I believe in it. I believe it. Return to the heart, reclaim your soul. Okay, let's read that again because I like it. To kiss in Hebrew means to breathe together, to share the same breath or spirit. The Gospel of Philip reveals that Christ loved Mary more than all of the disciples. He often kissed her on the mouth. It is through the breath that we can experience a new embrace, so that what comes next isn't from the ego alone, it's also from the heart and who we are, straight from the soul. So the guidance is to take 3 intentional breaths right now to reclaim your soul. And I also want to read Mary Magdalene's card. That is so fucking cute though. I am loving it. Where are you? Okay. Love only ever expands. Peter says to Mary in her gospel, "Sister, we know the Savior loved you more than all other women." Didn't we just say that in the last card? This passage makes clear that Christ's love for Mary was unique and singular. So there were teachings from his love for her alone. There were teachings that his love for her alone could only communicate. Okay. Teachings that she alone could receive and that she alone could then share with the rest of the world. Because of this, Peter then asks Mary, "Tell us the words of the Savior that you remember, the things that which you know that we don't because we haven't heard them." The gospel of Mary's the heart of Mary's gospel then follows. She reveals what's been hidden from us. She teaches us about the vision we're all capable of, how the soul perceives the world in the spiritual eye, a form of seeing from within that is unassuming and humble, based on the human heart. Mary's intimate exchange with Christ in her gospel takes place from within her. Christ tells her that she's wonderful for being able to perceive him, and that this capacity to see with the heart, this true vision, is the treasure. This love that sits at the core of who we are is what allows us to become a bridge between worlds. This love is stronger than death. This love that reminds us when we are bound by a power of the ego that we are also a soul. This love is that frees us. When we allow love to overwhelm us, letting it reach to where we feel broken, alone, unforgivable, or forgotten, this is the whole point of being here. The point is to let love reach where it has never been before. Christ's love for Mary is the other half of the Christian story. It is the other half of his ministry, and I believe we're ready for it now, which is why her buried gospel, lost to us is almost 2 millennia has been found. We're ready to put her love story into practice. Their story is a love that has always been meant for us. This love that makes simply being fully human our true purpose. This love that resurrects. This love that brings back to life again and again. This love that only ever expands. And the question is, where has my love not yet reached? Beautiful. I feel like this touched on some of the things that we talked about. Well, a lot of the things that we talked about. And I love love. First of all, I'm Pisces Venus. I love love. But there is this disillusionment happening around what love actually is, because you've gone through this journey, you've gone through this forest from becoming the maiden or the daughter of spring and going and journeying into your own underworld, confronting your shadows, forgiving yourself, really accepting certain parts of yourself and your story, and being able to come to that place of acceptance gives you the control to rewrite, the creative ability to rewrite your story, including the stories that you have or the programs that you have concerning love and relationships, your value system in general. So that is a very beautiful reading. Very beautiful. I feel like, I don't know, let's get some, I feel like that's pretty much it, but I have a love deck and I also have affirmation cards that I like to usually close the reading on with affirmations. I don't feel like it's necessary for the love deck. That'd be mad extra. I'd just be being extra. Let me do some affirmations. I'm like, where is the affirmation deck? Affirmations. And then we're going to get off of here. That song, Her Light by Cleo Soul, is coming to mind. I just got the chills. I cherish every cell of my body and I breathe calmly and easily. I'm safe in this moment. So, you know, we started the reading with saying that this collective, your nervous system could be kind of getting reworked a little bit. You could be feeling a lot of emotions and allowing them to be processed right now. So again, bringing it back to the breath. If you feel overwhelmed, you know, one type of breath to me that helps me, not just the 3 simple breaths, it's the box breathing, you know, that really just like I calm down. Okay. Owning my power inspires others to do the same. I am not afraid to shine. You can't even see because the light is so bright. And final one. Oops. Okay. I send a prayer of love to all the beings in need of a miracle. Pretty. I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges. Okay. Beautiful affirmations that you can say to yourself when you're needing a moment. And I just encourage you to keep your heart open to yourself first and then, you know, see what comes from there. All right. I'll see you guys later.